NXT last night. Good show. Gotta give credit to Triple H once again for producing what was one of the best shows of 2020. We got the opening segment from last night's NXT. We got Jay Atlas versus Imperium versus Ember. We got Cameron Grimes versus Tommaso Champa. And we got the returns of Finn Balor and Karrion Kross, as well as Pete Dunne versus Killian Dain, and Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon. Folks, we are going to go over it all right here on my Ingram Wrestling News YouTube channel. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am Brendan, and I am live with your December the 9th, 2020 NXT review. So be sure you go on ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for all notifications. Of course, if you missed my Monday Night Raw review this Monday, be sure you go check that out and leave a like on that. If you missed my SmackDown review from last Friday, leave a like on that one as well. Leave a comment on that one. Comment your thoughts on my review on that live stream. Also, if you missed my 2 Ingram Wrestling News videos that I've uploaded this week, be sure you go check those out as well. Including those 2 Ingram Wrestling News videos are news. One of them's news on Tessa Blanchard's current status, and the other one's news on why Sting joined AEW. Be sure you check those out. Leave a like on both of those. And please, I would love your comments and your thoughts on the news on Tessa Blanchard's current status and why Sting joined AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Be sure you follow me on Twitter at Ingram Wrestling. Follow me on Twitch. And most importantly, I always say it, you know what I'm going to say, which is subscribe to my YouTube channel. Not to mention I'm on the road to 1,000. I am currently at 121. I am not close to 200 yet, but I will be. So if you guys can show support, show some love for me and my channel, that would be appreciative. Let's not forget, not only follow me on Twitter at Ingram Wrestling, also follow me on Twitter for the latest WWE and AEW news that I share on Twitter every single day. To make sure you all receive the news that you want to see, the news that you want to hear. I always bring you the latest AEW and WWE news. Folks, one more thing I want to say before I start the review. So, I don't know if you noticed, but on my YouTube channel, I made a few changes. I've changed my Ingram Wrestling News playlist title to Ingram Wrestling News Official Playlist. So now, not only do I have an Ingram Wrestling News Official Playlist, but I also have an Ingram Wrestling News Official Playlist 1. Because I can only, on my first Ingram Wrestling News playlist, my very first one, I could only fit up to 270, and I'm like, what the fuck, YouTube? Really? And I see that everybody else gets to fit their other videos in there, and not me? I only get to fit 270? What the fuck? Maybe I think it requires more subscribers to add more videos to the playlist. Maybe that's what I'm thinking, in my full opinion. I'm not sure. But I went on ahead and created another playlist. So please get that playlist a view. And folks, if you missed all of my England Wrestling News videos that I have on my playlist, if you missed all 270 of my England Wrestling News videos I got on my playlist, please be sure you check those out. Please be sure you view those videos, view them, and not subscribe. View them and leave a thumbs up on them. Comment your thoughts on all the England Wrestling News videos that I've done all this year. And if you enjoyed them, please let me know on Twitter. Feel free to message me on Twitter and let me know how good I'm doing with my England Wrestling News videos. I would like your thoughts and answers on those. But yeah, I just thought I'd go ahead and get it out there that I've changed my England Wrestling News title to my England Wrestling News playlist. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get to it with the review. I hope what all I said made sense. I'm trying to make stuff make sense on my reviews every week. I'm trying. I really am. You can tell how much heart I put into my channel and how much, content I have on there. And what are you waiting for, folks? Subscribe. I got more content coming to the channel. I even got IWN content coming to the channel. You know what I mean by IWN? I just said it. England Wrestling News content. I got that coming to the channel. I got some more Xenoverse 2 Naruto Ultimate Storm 4 content coming to the channel. I'm going to be streaming on Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 this Saturday. I'm also going to be streaming today, I think. Now, if I was to post a poll, I'm going to comment 4 choices of games that you want to see me stream on. Hopefully, my questions will be answered by then. So, anyways, folks, seriously, for real this time, let's go ahead and get started with the review. So, the opening segment, we got Finn Balor coming out and cutting a promo directly to the camera. He says that he's back, and he calls out anyone. Pete Dunne's music hits. So, we got Pete Dunne. Dunne says that he and Balor are cut from the same clove. And he starts saying how he wants to take on Balor. O'Reilly comes out and inserts himself into the conversation. He says that while he and Dunne went to war, Undisputed Era came out on top. O'Reilly says that he took Balor to the limit. But Damian Priest comes out before Priest can say anything. Dunne cuts him off, and Priest and Dunne have an argument. Balor starts to walk away and says that is Ringo's decision to say who he will defend his title against. As Balor starts to walk away, or as Balor starts to walk to the back, anyway, Kross music hits. Scarlett comes out, and Balor says that he has a message for Kross. When he's ready, Finn's ready. Priest calls out Scarlett and asks where Kross is. So he says that he will fight Kross when Kross comes back. Scarlett laughs and walks to the back, and they go to commercial break. Dunne is walking to the back and is interviewed about his confrontation with Balor. Suddenly, Killian Dain, out of nowhere, jumps him from behind for the attack perpetrated by Dunne. Drake Maverick and others separate them. So this was a great opening to NXT. I enjoyed it. I'm really glad to see Karrion Kross back. I'm glad he's recovered from his injuries. I'm interested to see how this is gonna, I'm interested to see how this is gonna happen. How this turns out. Now, I think what would be a good idea from Royal Rumble to do is to book a Fatal 5-Way match next week. That would be the greatest idea ever. Book the Fatal 5-Way match. Book it. Let it happen. But the winner needs to be Kross. First of all, when you look at Kyle O'Reilly, he's already got an NXT title opportunity, so we know he's not winning the match. And when you look at Damian Priest, he's also already had an NXT title opportunity. He's a former North American champion. He's got North American championship title opportunities. So we know he's not winning the match. And then we got Tommaso Champa. Tommaso Champa could be added to the match. That's why I say this could be a Fatal 5-Way match. I mean, he deserves to be in this match too. I mean, look at what he's done. But Tommaso Ciampa also deserves to lose this match. They all deserve to lose the match for the simple fact that they've all got NXT title opportunities. And I was going to say the same for Tommaso Ciampa. Do you know how many title opportunities Tommaso Ciampa's got? Not to mention, he's championship material. He's one of the best things on NXT. Even Dexter Lumis is one of the best things on NXT. But he is definitely championship material. That's why I think he should be added to the Fatal 5-Way match. Now, Kross. Karrion Kross. All I have to say is, Karrion Kross will be the winner of this match. And we are going to get Finn Balor versus Kross. Whether people in the IWC likes it or not, whether these geeks in the community like it or not, we're getting Finn Balor versus Kross. It's gonna happen. Deal with it, you fucking clowns. Deal with the shit. I want to see the match. My friends on Twitter wants to see the match. And I doubt that JD wants to see the match. Of course, he's going to be all in for it. I mean, why should he be? I mean, because these guys are two of the best NXT talents that NXT have on the roster. Two of the best superstars that NXT could ever offer. So, I swear to Christ, if they don't have Kross winning this Fatal 5-Way match that should be booked for next week's NXT, dude, do you know that that's going to be one of the fucking worst creative decisions ever? One of the fucking terriblest decisions ever. To have Kross come back and to only lose for what? For what, creative? Because you want to fucking waste him on TV and bury him? Give me a break. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. WWE creative. Seriously. Kross, the Fatal 5-Way #1 contender match needs to happen. Book it, WWE. Kross needs to win the match. He has never got to held the NXT title like he did. Because he was injured. He never got to defend it because he was injured. It's fair for Kross to win. He's never got to defend his title. That's why I say it's fair for him to win this Fatal 5-Way match and get a title opportunity against Finn Balor. Oh, you're going to have some geeks complaining in the community. Oh, but he was out with an injury. Why is he coming back into the title opportunity? Folks, I just explained it. I'm not going to say it again. What is a title opportunity? Because he never got to defend his NXT championship when he had it on his shoulder. Yeah, there's going to be some geeks complaining, talking about some, really? This is stupid. Having him booking him in a fatal 5-way match. He did nothing to deserve the opportunity. That doesn't matter. He was injured. It's fair for him to be in the fatal 5-way match because, again, he could not defend his title. He could not. His run did not go well due to his fucking injury. He had to relinquish his title. I felt bad for the guy, so bad that he absolutely deserves to be in the fatal 5-way match. I don't give a fuck what these IWC clowns got to say. He deserves to be in that title match for a reason, one reason only, and that's to win the fatal 5-way match and win the title from Finn Balor. And could you imagine Kross and Balor as a team? Holy shit, dude. That would be the most dominant team on the roster. I definitely could imagine Finn Balor teaming with Kross. And I can imagine seeing the team of Finn Balor and Kross. After all, remember, both Finn and Kross, remember they had the red X symbols? Remember that? At one point, I thought the red symbols indicated that Finn Balor was going to turn heel and align himself with Kross. I was thinking they were a team when they both had the red X's, but they weren't. Now, my question is, if Finn Balor loses, will he turn heel to align himself with Kross? Folks, Kross is winning the title back. I predict that when he gets his title back, Finn Balor's going to turn heel, line himself Kross and Scarlett. That's what I predicted. That's what I said on Twitter. If you actually go to my Twitter account and go to tweets and replies, I actually said that exact same thing when I commented on Kevin's tweet on Twitter today. No, that was this morning. It wasn't today, it was this morning. Today, though, still. But I actually said that. I think it's going to happen. Finn Balor's going to turn heel, and he's going to align himself with Kross and Scarlett. I think the reason why I think WWE is going to align Finn Balor with Kross, because I think Finn Balor could help Kross with his career. This gives Finn Balor an opportunity to help Kross get to the very top, you know. This gives him an opportunity to, you know, help him improve and everything else. Plus, I think the duo of Kross and Finn would be great with Scarlett as their manager. With Scarlett being the manager of not only Kross, but also Finn Balor, that would be great. That would be great to have Kross and Finn Balor team together. That would be a dominant team, man. A dominant force in the tag team division. That would be your new tag teams in the tag team division right there. If WWE gets a chance, pair them up together. Finn Balor and Kross together would be great. Absolutely great. They would be the most dominant force in WWE. They would be the next dominant force in the tag team division. If they were to pair up Finn Balor with Kross and make them as a team. If you were to name them a stable, give them a good stable name. Don't fucking give them a fucking terrible stable name. Like that Thatch-ass Thatch Can segment with Timothy Thatcher. Oh my god. Fucking terrible. I don't even want to mention the name Thatcher after what I saw. After who I saw on my TV last night. Holy shit. Wish they would have changed his fucking character, man. I mean, we all know Thatcher is not good at what he does in the ring. He's not good as a heel. So I imagine Thatcher is good as a face and not a heel. Anyways. Kross needs to win the Fatal 5-Way match. Book that match for next week's NXT. That needs to be booked for the main event. Not for the beginning of the show. For the main event. Book the Fatal Fatal 5-way match in the main event, WWE. Don't do that garbage shit where you book it at the beginning and it starts off with a Fatal 5-way match. No. That's not going to make the show look good. This would be a crazy dominant team, Balor and Kross. I could see it making sense. Finn Balor losing to Kross, Finn Balor joining Kross, turning heel on Damian Priest and Pete Dunne and Kyle O'Reilly. But I actually see Finn Balor joining Karrion Kross, though, seriously. It makes sense and it doesn't at the same time, for some reason. It does and it doesn't. I don't know why it doesn't, but I may figure it out sooner or later why it doesn't make sense. Anyways, moving on, folks. So, we got Jake Atlas versus Isaiah Swerve Scott, which I don't think was not one of the best matches on the show. But they are good at what they do in the ring. Don't get me wrong. But haven't we seen Jake Atlas and Scott go at it before on this show? I mean, you know how many times they had matches together? Just saying. So, we got Scott and Atlas wrap up, and Scott takes him down. But Atlas gets back to his feet. Atlas escapes and rolls to the outside. Scott gets to the apron and kicks Atlas with a BK. I said BK. PK. Then rolls Atlas back into the ring. I am definitely trying to improve when it comes to reading. Atlas hits Scott with an uppercut and a Hurricane Rana. But Scott takes Atlas down. Scott goes for a rolling flatliner, but Atlas evades. Atlas rolls away out of the corner, and Scott catches him with a flatliner. Scott chops at Atlas, knocking him down. Atlas hits a super kick on Scott and a spinning knee strike. Atlas hits Scott with a clothesline and a modified Falcon Arrow, pinning Scott for 2. So then Scott and Atlas trade blows. Scott hits Atlas in a fireman's carry and hits him with a Death Valley driver into a house call. That's one of Isaiah Scott's best finishers in his career. The house calls, one of his greatest moves that he's ever delivered to anybody on that roster. Scott picks up Atlas, but Atlas rolls up Scott. Scott rolls through and gets an armbar on Atlas. Atlas transitions into a pinfall attempt, but Scott kicks out. Scott goes for a German suplex, but Atlas fights out. Scott goes for a crucifix pin. Atlas rolls into his back and catches Scott for a 3 count. Good match. Wasn't the greatest match, but it was a good match. But I'm actually, well, I'm not shocked that Atlas got the win over Isaiah Swerve Scott, because basically he rolled Scott for a 3 count. I mean, how does that shock anybody? How does that shock anybody like my friend Justin? That shouldn't shock him at all. It doesn't shock me. For the simple fact that all he did, just rolled him up for 1, 2, 3, and that's it. So shocked to everybody in the community that NXT seems to be going with the Atlas redemption and getting him back to Santos Escobar, turning Swerve heel. Folks, I'm not liking this at all. I'm really not. Because it's strange. It seems like these two individuals are the only challengers for the cruiserweight, for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Weird, right? Odd. I don't even understand why they are still running 205 Live. Nobody watches the show. Please, cancel the fucking show. Take it off television. Take it off the WWE Network. Nobody watches 205 Live. Nobody gives a shit about 205 Live. Please, get rid of that. You're not generating audience on 205 Live. You might as well get rid of it. Just thought I'd throw it out there. NXT UK is way better than 205 Live anyway, to be honest. I mean, would you rather watch NXT UK than 205 Live, or would you rather watch 205 Live than NXT UK? I'm going to let you all think that for 1 second. I would much rather watch NXT UK than 205 Live. I mean, look at the 205 Live roster. Who the fuck wants to watch a 205 Live show with a short roster? Are you fucking kidding me? Give me a break, Bruce. Anyway, Scott is clearly upset after the match, and he walks to the back with a scroll on his face. So Tommaso Champa cuts a promo in the back. He says that no one is safe, and it is time that he lets the past die in the past. He calls out Cameron Grimes, saying that Grimes is the skillkiest wheel in the shed. It's time that I change that. So he says that Grimes is either confident or insecure. Just like I'm not insecure when I'm watching garbage on Monday Night Raw every Monday nights. Absolutely terrible every week. I'm sure everybody knows that, how boring that show is. Compared to SmackDown, anyway. But he'll find out which is true. And they go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, we head straight into a triple threat tag team match. So folks, let me break this down real quick. So we basically got the Young Grizzles, James Drake, and Zach Gibson versus Marcel Bartel and Fabian Heiner. And Everrise, which I don't have on the game because I am not a fan of Everrise, so I don't have them on this game. And I've never downloaded them because they suck. Anyways, Gibson and Heiner get in the ring, but Everrise tried to escape. Bartel and Drake toss one of the members of Everrise into the ring and take him down. Bartel and Gibson fight in the ring, and Bartel takes Gibson down with a suplex and a pinfall attempt for 2. Matt Martel tries to take out Bartel, but Gibson breaks it up and tags in Drake before taking out both members of Everrise on the apron. So then Bartel and Drake brawl in Drake's corner, and Drake tags in Gibson, who then hits a dive onto Martel on the outside. That was a good dive by Gibson, by the way. Gibson tosses Bartel back in the ring and tags in James Drake. Drake covers Bartel for 2. Bartel picks up Drake and hits a back suplex. Both men are down, and Martel comes in and stomps away at Drake and Martel. Or Drake and Gibson, I think. Chase Parker tags in, and they take out Barthel, if I can remember, pinning him for 2. Barthel takes back in, and they take down James Drake, pinning him for 2. Drake and Barthel work together to take out Martel and Fabian Heiner, and Zach Gibson tags in. So then Heiner gets a waist lock in on Gibson, tags in Drake. Chase Parker and Matt Martel take out Drake and toss Heiner out of the ring. They cover Drake for 2. Heiner comes in, takes out Drake with a slam and a moonsault. That was a good moonsault. Pinning Drake for 2. Barthel tags in Heiner, and Barthel takes out Gibson outside of the ring. They hit the European bomb on Drake, and Matt Martel and Chase Parker run in, tossing Imperium out the ring, pinning Drake for 2. Drake fights to his feet and gets Chase Parker up in a hold while Gibson runs in. They hit Parker with a ticket to Mayhem, pinning him for 3. Now, this tells us that 1, Everrise didn't really do much in the match. 2, the Young Grizzles and Imperium did most of the work in this match. Not to mention, Young Grizzles are one of the best tag teams on this roster right now that they came back. Well, Imperium is too, but mainly Gibson and Drake, for the simple fact that Gibson's mic promo work is really brilliant. He is good with his promos. He's gooder than his partner, James Drake, when it comes to promos. When it comes to them wrestling in the ring, they both are unstoppable as a team. Same with Imperium, except for they're not good with their promos. They're good at what they do in the ring, but they're not good with their promos. So, my comments and thoughts on this match, it wasn't too bad. You know, you have Everrise in there with 2 incredible teams like Grizzled, Young Veterans, Imperium. Honestly, I question who feels like the odd team here. I think it was the Grizzled Young Veterans. But, honestly, great match. It was a great match. I'm not going to say for sure. I'm going to say it was a great match. It was good. Everrise are losers. Meanwhile, Imperium and the Young Grizzles are not. I don't know what the fuck WWE's doing with Everrise, but they got to get it together, whatever they're doing with them. I know what they're doing with the Young Grizzles. They're building them up towards a feud with Arnie Larkin and Danny Burch. I think that's where the direction WWE's going, as far as building Young Grizzles up, trying to get them wins. Now, if they were to feud with Arnie Larkin and Danny Burch, they need to turn the Young Grizzles face. We don't need to see a heel tag team feuding with a heel tag team. That absolutely makes no sense. Why would you book a heel feuding with a heel? Why would you have a heel feuding with a heel? It makes no sense. Absolutely zero. None. You might as well turn the Young Grizzles face if you want to. Have them feud with Arnie Larkin and Danny Burch for the NXT tag team titles, leading up to their title match, their title opportunity. I think this would be a good feud. This would probably be one of the best talked about tag team feuds on NXT this year, or maybe next year. But it makes no sense to turn Arnie Larkin and Danny Burch heel face right now, because they are with Pat McAfee and Pete Dunne. Pat McAfee and Pete Dunne are heels. So what makes Arnie Larkin and Danny Burch heels? Because they are stable. They are the kings of NXT. Why would you want to turn Arnie Larkin and Danny Burch's face? It wouldn't make sense. I think it makes more sense to turn the Young Grizzles face. I mean, we haven't seen what the Young Grizzles can do as a face. We've seen what they can do as a heel, but we need to see what they can do as a face. So, WWE, book this NXT Tag Team title match whenever you have the Young Grizzles feuding with Arnie Larkin and Danny Burch, and turn them face. Don't keep them heel, because it makes no sense to have a tag team that's a heel feuding with another tag team that's a heel. It just doesn't seem right. Okay, moving on, folks. I think I've said enough of what I have to say. So, moving on to the next. Wade Barrett tells us that we will take. We learned that Bobby Fish had to go to the hospital after the match. And Dakota Kai says that she won't be seen for a while. We also learned that Candice LeRae's arm was indeed broken during the match as well, but she was on the show last night. She had the courtesy and the kindness to come on the show. For those of us, for us fans that are fans of Candice LeRae, and Candice LeRae is one of my favorite NXT female talents, don't get me wrong. She is. It's great to see her. It was great to see her in the ring, even though you got those black tapes wrapped around her arm, her injury. So, anyways, Toni Storm was interviewed backstage about why she turned on Ember Moon. Storm says that Moon was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, but she made the right choice in turning on her since her team won. She says that she is only focused on the title. Io Shirai comes out and confronts Toni Storm, saying that now that War Games is over, the title is her only priority, Io says. Toni says, I don't have a problem with you. I just don't like you. Io attacks Toni and they brawl from backstage into the arena. In the ring, Io hits a shot palm strike on Toni, then hits a Meteora in the corner. Io sets up Toni for moonsault, but Toni rolls out of the ring before she can retreat up the ramp. Moon attacks Toni from behind, tossing her into the steel steps and then tossing Toni back in the ring. Io hits her moonsault on Toni, and Ember retreats up the ramp. Obviously, this is an indication that WWE is still continuing the Ember Moon and Toni Storm feud, and now Io Shirai is involved in this feud. So that means after the Toni Storm Ember Moon feud, we're going to get an Io Shirai and Toni Storm feud, leaning towards Toni Storm's title opportunity, leading towards that women's title match, that women's title dream match that we've all been wanting to see, the match between Toni Storm and Io Shirai for women's championship. We're going to get it sooner rather than later. Right now, Toni Storm is currently feuding with Ember Moon, and we're not going to be able to get that title match until Toni Storm starts her feud with Io Shirai. So, I like this feud. I'm enjoying it. Nothing bad about it. Just WWE needs to keep on going. They're going in the right direction. They need to keep going with this feud. As far as I'm concerned, anyway. Tommaso Champa and Cameron Grimes are both shown backstage getting ready for their match. And they go to commercial break. I hate those commercial breaks. So then, they come back from commercial break. Cameron Grimes is making his entrance. So we got Grimes and Ciampa in the ring. We got Grimes versus Ciampa. Which, Grimes versus Ciampa, in my opinion, was one of the best matches on the show. But it wasn't the best match on the show when Timothy Thatcher came down. Oh my God. Timothy Thatcher just completely ruined the match by coming down to the ring. Please, WWE, get this guy off of my fucking TV. Please. I don't even know why you even got him feuding with Tommaso Champa in the first place. Nobody is interested in this feud. Get Timothy Thatcher off TV. Seriously. Who gives a shit about Timothy Thatcher? Nobody gives a shit about this guy. Seriously. Best thing for you to do is try to turn him face and see what he could do from there. Because his work as a heel is just, he's not doing good. He's not doing too good as a heel right now. So Grimes and Ciampa lock up, and Ciampa takes him down with a headlock. Grimes tries to roll Ciampa into a pin, but Ciampa keeps his leverage, then drives his knee into Grimes' arm and shoulder. Grimes rolls and picks Ciampa's foot. So then Thatcher came down, just as I said, right before I read what happened with this match. Thatcher comes down with a chair, and he sits at the bottom of the ramp watching Ciampa and Grimes. Grimes pushes Ciampa into the corner. Then Grimes chops at Ciampa and whips him into the corner. So Ciampa whips Grimes into the ropes and hits Grimes with an elbow. Grimes rolls out of the ring and runs anyway. He runs away anyway. Hiding behind Thatcher, Grimes tries to take advantage of the distraction and attack Ciampa, but Ciampa blocks and strikes Grimes, tossing him back in the ring as they go to commercial break. Back from another commercial break, Grimes has Ciampa in a headlock. Obviously, Cameron Grimes was in control of the match. Then clubs away at Ciampa's upper body. Ciampa gets to his feet and fights out of the hold. Grimes tries to hit Ciampa in the midsection with his knees, and Ciampa rolls up to Grimes for two. Ciampa kicks Grimes in the midsection and takes Grimes down with a series of clothesline and a leaping clothesline. Grimes runs at Ciampa in the corner and hits a running knee in Grimes' face, covering him for two. Ciampa picks up Grimes and chops him in the chest. Ciampa goes for a fairy tale ending, but Grimes escapes and hits Ciampa in the throat. Ciampa goes for Willow's bell, but Grimes rolls up Ciampa for two. Grimes and Ciampa hit each other with flying crossbodies, but Grimes falls in Ciampa. He falls into Ciampa for a pin. Ciampa kicks out at two. Grimes goes for a German suplex, but Ciampa blocks. Grimes goes for a scoop slam, but Ciampa escapes. Grimes goes to the middle rope, but Ciampa knocks him off the top, sending him crashing to the ground outside. A student of Thatcher's runs the apron and distracts Ciampa. Ciampa catches the student and goes for the Willow's bell. Grimes jumps Ciampa. Ciampa instead hits Willow's bell on Grimes, then pins him for three. Ciampa and Thatcher stare each other down as Ciampa takes a seat on the apron. Thatcher gets out of his chair. Ciampa slowly walks to Thatcher. He talks smack to Thatcher as Ciampa walks to the ramp. Thatcher says that he didn't have anything to do with his student running into the match, and Ciampa doesn't believe him, but he walks to the back. Cameron Grimes confronts Thatcher on the outside, and Thatcher tries to walk away. Grimes stops him, and Thatcher twists at Grimes' leg, sending him to the ground, holding his leg. Thatcher walks to the back. So obviously, Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher are also continuing their feud on NXT. So this is another feud that's continuing, obviously. Also, match between Ciampa and Cameron Grimes. I'm also a big fan of Ciampa, and I seem to say that he seems to every week. My friend said this every week, and he said on Twitter that he would continue to say it. But I got my own comments in reaction to this match. Big fan of Ciampa. Great match between them. Grimes is excellent at what he does, but his fucking accent is fucking terrible. And he is absolutely bad at promos. You know what he does in the ring is great. It's just his fucking accent's fucking terrible. It's annoying. Oh my god. Now, Ciampa and Thatcher feud again is going to continue. Unless there is something else. So, there you go. Raquel Gonzalez is interviewed backstage about their war games, with Gonzalez saying that while they won, it came at the cost of Dakota Kai's injury. Gonzalez says that she will make Ember pay tonight. Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, Austin Theory, and Indy Hartwell are shown backstage on their way to the ring. And we were set to hear from them after a commercial break. But back from commercial break, we didn't get a pre-taped video package of Boa and Xia Li going through an intense and painful training at the hands of the old man from weeks ago. Li is showing punching her hands bloody. And now obviously I'm enjoying this myself. Even Justin on Twitter said he loved this segment. I personally have an idea of who the mystery woman is. I'm going to narrow it down into 3 names. It's either Karen Q, Miku Satomura, or Shiree, one of the NXT Performance Center recruits. A Japan professional wrestler, Shiree. So it's either Shiree, Miku Satomura, or Karen Q. We will find out. It's either one of the 3. And I'm still going to be right if it's one of the 3. I'm smart. I'm a genius. When I want to be, anyway. I'm an autistic genius. In real life, I do have autism because I was born with it. I mean, I'm sure you've all heard that from me before. Just like I was born with ADHD and OCD. Just like now, my OCD is bothering me because my freaking eyelashes are moving. Explains why my eyes is wet. Anyways, back in the arena. Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, Austin Theory, and Indy Hartwell come out. I don't know if this means that Austin Theory and Indy Hartwell are going to be a power couple in the WWE. Oh god, I wouldn't want to see that. That would be fucking terrible. Gargano grabs a mic and hands one to Candice as well. Gargano says that he said he would show people the way, and now they are looking at the present and the future of NXT. Candice says that someday they dominated. Gargano mentions that Candice broke her arm and he has stitches in his mouth. The audience boos are starting to overpower Gargano's voice, but Gargano says that he got a gift for Candice. Indy brings it an object covered with a cloth into the ring. Gargano takes off the cloth, and it is a trophy with a doll's head on it. The doll's head is made to look like Shotzi Blackheart. Oh, Jesus Christ. I know Shotzi Blackheart's offended by this. No, she's gotta be angry. Gargano says that Damian Priest and Leon Ruff want to take on Gargano and Theory in a match next week. And he says that he is fine with that. Damian Priest comes out. He congratulates Gargano on winning and says that he is going to beat up Theory. Priest starts walking down to the ring, and Kross suddenly attacks Priest from behind. Kross beats up Priest and powerbombs him off the stage at the top of the ramp, sending him through a table. Kross walks through the backstage arena and into a waiting car with Scarlett in the passenger seat. Kross gets in the driver's seat and drives off as they go to commercial break. So I'm guessing we are getting the very beginning. I'm guessing this is the very start of a Kross and Damian Priest feud. I'm guessing we're getting the Damian Priest Kross feud. That's what I'm guessing we're getting. So I'm guessing that's going to be Kross's first feud. So I'm guessing he's going to feud with Damian Priest first and then win the Fatal 5-Way number one contenders match that I think should be booked for next week's NXT. But why are they having Karrion Kross to feud with Damian Priest? I don't understand what's going on there. Can somebody please explain to me what's going on with Damian Priest and Kross? I mean, are we getting a Kross and Priest feud? I hope someone explains that to me and narrows that down to me on Twitter, because I don't understand this. I don't understand what's going on here. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyways, backstage, Tyler Rust is about to be interviewed about attacking Tommaso Champa, but Malcolm Bivens interrupts him and asks for Rust to come and talk to him. Rust agrees and they walk away. Pete Dunne is already in the ring and ready for his match. So we got Pete Dunne versus Killian Dain. Now, I don't understand why we got that match. I didn't get that. But before I go over what all went down on this match, I just want to say that it's good to see Karrion Kross back. It really is. Seriously. But what are they doing with Karrion Kross and Damian Priest? I'm wondering. Are they putting these guys in a feud with each other or what? I'm guessing that's what it is. Guessing that's what WWE's doing. Kross is officially back. Awesome to see him. It's almost like, folks, he wasn't out for as long as he was. By how fast he healed, though. But even though I don't know what's going on with Kross and Priest, I still am looking forward to a match between him and Priest. That would be a great match and a great feud if the feud is actually happening. I mean, I'm thinking it's the beginning of their feud, in my opinion. I just don't understand why we're getting it. That's the only thing I didn't understand. So, anyways, so this match between Priest and Killian Dain, we saw Dane having a wild look on his eye and making a beeline for the ring. Dane runs after Dunne and they brawl into the corner. Dane tosses Dunne around the ring. Dunne goes for a kick, but Dunne catches it and tackles Dunne into the corner. I meant to say Dane catches it and tackles Dunne in the corner. Sometimes I don't get my shit right. Sometimes I do. So you'll probably start seeing that every now and then sometimes. you'll probably start hearing that sometimes I miscorrect myself, you know. I mean, we all do. I'm sure we all have miscorrect ourselves on our reviews. I'm sure we all said something that we don't meant to say, you know. But the referee has to pull Dain back, and Dunn gets a cheap shot in on Dain. Dain returns with a pump kick to the face. So then Dain kicks Dunn again, seeing Dunn to the outside. So once he sent Dunn to the outside, Dain goes outside and kicks Dunn in the face again. Dunn, Dain. I'm just joking. But Dain slams Dunn's neck and face into the apron. Dunn gets to the outside and tries to push Dain's face first into the steel steps. So then Dain blocks and grabs Dunn, pushing him into the ring post. Dain goes for a headbutt, but Dunn moves. Folks, obviously I'm taking my time here today, so I'm not rushing this review. I'm taking my time. Taking all the time I need. Dunn goes after Dain's head, tossing him back into the ring and stomping his head into the apron. Dunn also stomps on Dain's head in the ring and kicks away at his head and face. So that Dain, I keep getting their names mixed up. Dain hulks up and gets to his feet, hitting a belly-to-belly suplex. Dain punches away at Dunn's midsection, but Dunn dodges and hits a German suplex on Dain. So then Dunn follows it up by stomping on Dain's hand. Dain rolls to the apron, gets to his feet, and stares at Dunn, saying, "Is that all you got?" As we go to commercial. Back from commercial, Dain is in control, or Dunn. I'm about to fucking get pissed off because I'm getting these names mixed up again. Dunn is in control. Dunn locks in a sleeper on Dain. Dain fights to his feet, and Dunn jumps in Dain's back. Dain lays out on his back and lands on Dunn, making Dunn release the hold. So then Dain charges and Dunn then tosses him corner to corner and following it up with punches to Dunn's head. Dain runs at Dunn, but Dunn low bridges Dain, sending him out the ring. Dain quickly recovers, hitting a Uranagi and a senton and a powerbomb onto Dunn, pinning him for 2. So then Dain gets Dunn in an electric chair position, and Dunn goes for a triangle choke. Dain hits another powerbomb into Dunn, and both men are down. Dain gets to his feet and hits a dropkick on Dunn. Dain goes for a cannonball senton onto Dunn in a corner, but Dunn dodges. Dunn lays into Dain with kicks to the body of Dunn. Dunn goes to the top rope, but Dain gives chase, hitting a fisherman suplex. Dain covers Dunn for 2. Dain picks up Dunn, but Dunn hits an enziguri on Dain. Dunn goes to snap Dain's fingers, but Dain hits a clothesline on Dunn, turning him inside out. Dain picks up Dunn, hitting him with a fireman's carry and a senton. But as Dain goes for a Vader bomb, Ronnie Lorcan and Dane Burch come out. Drake Maverick comes down and fights them off with a chair. Maverick turns his back on them, and Dane comes back. Dane escapes the ring and fights off Burch and Larkin. As Dane goes to get back in the ring, Dunne catches Dain with a huge kick to the head, then the bitter end pinning Dain for 3. Pete Dunne and Killian Dain, they were pretty as a heel, man. He's doing great with his heel character. Dane has days, where his matches are hit or miss, but this one finally hit very well, man. This was a hard-hitting match. It really was. These two went at it like a motherfucker, dude. Really. So, Leon Ruff is interviewed backstage about what happened to Priest, and Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory come out and say that there is no way that Priest will be ready for their tag team match next week. Gargano says that Leon Ruff will take them on 2-on-1 and walks off. Suddenly, Kushida walks up and offers to be Ruff's partner next week, and Ruff seems to accept the offer. As they go to commercial break, back from commercial break, Raquel Gonzalez is coming out for her match. So this was the main event of NXT. We got Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon. So we got Moon and Raquel Gonzalez. Moon's able to use her speed to evade Kross. I mean, not Kross, but Gonzalez. Again, Moon is able to use her speed to evade Gonzalez, but her kicks aren't strong enough to affect her. Moon runs to the ropes and goes for a leaping code breaker, but Gonzalez catches her and tosses her to the mat. Gonzalez grabs Moon by the neck and chokes her against the ropes before hitting her with an elbow in the corner and tossing Moon around the ring. Gonzalez whips Moon hard into a corner and slams into her. Guys, I know one thing. I just want to say this before I continue reading, going over what went on with this match. I just want to say that I feel dizzy right now. I need something to eat, so I'm gonna read this stuff quick and end this review quick because I'm getting really hungry, for real. Just want to throw that out there. Anyways, Gonzalez goes for a hip toss, but Moon blocks with a kick. Gonzalez takes Moon down anyway and hits her with a series of elbow drops, pinning Moon for 2. Gonzalez goes for a running pump kick, but Moon dodges. Moon strikes away. Gonzalez then hits her with a series of drop kicks. So then, Gonzalez eventually drops to her knees, and Moon hits her with a flatliner. Gonzalez gets to the apron, and Moon runs at Gonzalez's midsection, sending her crashing to the floor outside as they go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Gonzalez has a submission hold locked in on Moon. Moon escapes, tries to roll Gonzalez up, but Gonzalez blocks. Moon runs the ropes, but Gonzalez catches her with a boot, then pins her for 2. Gonzalez locks in an armbar on Moon. Moon kicks Gonzalez anyway, then catches her with her feet and sends her into the middle rope in the corner. Moon goes to the middle rope and hits a leaping. Leaps to the floor, hitting a tornado suplex. Gonzalez runs at Moon, but Moon fights back with kicks. Moon hits an enziguri, sending Gonzalez into the corner. So then Moon goes for a bulldog out the corner, but Gonzalez blocks. Moon hits a spinning DDT on Gonzalez, pinning her for 2. Moon hits Gonzalez to the outside, then hits a dive into Gonzalez, sending her into the announce table. Moon tries to climb some of the metal pulls around the ring, but Gonzalez pulls Moon off and tosses her face first into the ring post. So then Gonzalez pins Moon for 2. Moon gets to the corner, but Gonzalez runs at her and goes for a shoulder tackle. Moon dodges and Gonzalez goes into the ring post. Moon kicks Gonzalez in the head and pins her for 2. Moon goes to the top rope and goes for the Eclipse. Gonzalez catches Moon and hits her with a clothesline. Gonzalez goes for her single arm powerbomb, but Moon escapes and rolls up Gonzalez for 2. So then Gonzalez again goes for a single arm powerbomb and hits it, pinning Moon for 2. For 3, actually, not 2, 3. So then Toni Storm comes down to the ring and stares at a downed Moon. She stands over Moon and picks her up by the hair. Rhea Ripley's music hits. She comes down to the ring. She drags Moon out of the ring, away from Storm that gets on the apron. Ripley stares at Storm, but Gonzalez steps up and stares her down. Ripley gets in the ring and they slice each other up. They circle each other, and Raquel leaves the ring and backs up, but continues to stare Ripley down as NXT goes off the air. So I'm guessing we're getting Raquel Gonzalez and Ripley feud again. I guess they're continuing that feud after ending it. That's what I'm guessing. So guess we got that feud again. But I guess we're getting another Raquel Gonzalez versus Rhea Ripley, which that would be a great match. Which they should have Raquel Gonzalez win over Rhea Ripley. I said it right. I was thinking I said Rhea's, but I kind of got it mixed up. Cause the first time in their feud, Rhea Ripley was able to win over Raquel Gonzalez. Now that the feud is either back or continuing, Raquel Gonzalez should get a win over Rhea Ripley, in my opinion. So that way, Rhea Ripley will have a win over Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel Gonzalez have a win over Rhea Ripley. I mean, it makes sense. They're both are 2 of the most powerful women in NXT. They're 2 of the most strongest women that NXT have on that roster. Not to mention, it's getting close time for Rhea Ripley to get called up to the main roster. I think she should have been and got called up to the main roster a long time ago. Well, nonetheless, great main event match between Ember Moon and Raquel Gonzalez. But I feel like, and Justin can agree with me when I say this, I feel like my moderator Justin can absolutely agree with me when I say this, but I feel like Ember Moon's return has been wasted. She left the main roster because she wasn't doing anything and losing, but now she's back on NXT, mostly doing the same thing. That's absolutely what this feels like. But nonetheless, last night's NXT was a good show. It was phenomenal. NXT killed it. But when the viewership comes in, it's going to say that AEW once again defeats NXT because AEW did better than NXT this week. Because I watched AEW. I was in the chat for my number one favorite podcaster in the IWC. A guy that I am inspired by. I'm inspired by his work. I'm inspired by what he does on his podcast. That man is JD from NY. I was in the chat, chatting with a few people during JD's AEW Dynamite review. And I absolutely agree with what Jesse said, and I also agree with what JD said. The only thing that wasn't good about AEW was the fact that Shaq was on my TV. When I saw Shaq, you already know what I did. I picked up the remote and I changed that goddamn channel. Because I can't stand seeing him every day on my fucking TV. Just like I can't stand seeing Timothy Thatcher on my TV. What a fucking loser Timothy Thatcher is, man. Oh my god. But everything else on AEW Dynamite was good. It's just that interview, the Shaq interview with Tony, and the segment on that interview, man, that was fucking terrible. But nonetheless, NXT was a good show. But it wasn't enough to beat AEW. I feel like this show wasn't enough to beat them. Next week's NXT might be enough to defeat AEW, but not this week's. AEW won this one. I'm gonna if the viewerships came in already, I'm gonna check out Ringside news on the AEW and NXT viewership. Check it out, see who won. If AEW beat NXT in the viewership, then that means I was right. Because I did say the other day that, in my opinion, this week, I think AEW is going to defeat NXT again. I mean, they have a reason to defeat NXT. Sting is on AEW. You got stars like Sting, Kenny Omega, and Cody Rhodes. Oh, you know they're going to fucking defeat NXT. The tag team division is good over there. The men's division is good over there, but the women's division on AEW, not so much. I think the only two best things on the AEW women's division is Tenora Conti and Anna Jay, in my full opinion. I think they are the only two best things for the AEW women's division. Nobody else, no other woman in that women's division is the best thing to me. I think Tenora Conti and Anna Jay are the two best things going for the AEW women's division, in my opinion. Just throwing it out there. I was in, anyways, back to when I mentioned JD's name. I was in his chat during his review. He did really good with his review. He made his review actually make sense. His review always makes sense. He does good as always, every week. Even though Monday Night Raw is absolutely terrible every week, JD still does good with his Monday Night Raw reviews. So, gotta give a shout out to JD, man. He's doing really good on his podcast. And subscribe to his channel, folks. He's almost at 120k subscribers. I did share his AEW Dynamite review on Twitter. I don't know if you all saw that. The first time he went live, he had some problems with the live stream. I don't know if it was the PC or his cats. But the second time around, his live stream was finally live, and it finally worked. So I just shared it again, and it worked. So, but AW review was really good. The show itself was really good, except for Shaq. But anyway, folks, if you enjoyed this review, hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, hit that thumbs down. It's okay to hit the thumbs down. My thoughts on this review, I think I did okay. I don't think I did as great as I thought. Bad. Almost. I feel like I almost did bad. Then again, I felt like it did a little bit bad, and at the same time, I felt like I did okay. So I'm just going to say my own thoughts on my review. I did okay. I didn't do great. This review wasn't the greatest. It wasn't good. I mean, it was the best, but it wasn't the greatest. It's good. It was okay. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on my review. I kind of made some mixed corrections on the review, but the review was still okay. Either way. Folks, I'm getting the fuck out of here because I feel really fucking tired and I feel like I need to take me a nap. I think I'm going to see what JD's playing on his Twitch because he's streaming on Twitch right now. For those of you who are wondering what JD's Twitch name is, his Twitch name is JD from New York, like it always has been. So I'm going over there to see what game JD is playing. Hang out over there with the guys that I chat with on his Twitch stream. And I'm probably going to be dropping some England Wrestling News videos after that today. I'm going to check out the articles that Ringside News has released and put out. I'm going to share some of their news on Twitter today, so you all can see what news articles that they've done. Now, I haven't got confirmation on what they have booked for tomorrow night SmackDown, but I guarantee you Ringside News will keep me informed. They'll let me know what's going to be on the show for tomorrow night SmackDown. So, I'm actually going to do an England Wrestling News video on what to expect on Friday Night SmackDown. So, that's why I say it's always important to have on those notifications. Again, if you enjoyed this review, hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, hit that thumbs down. And it's okay to hit the thumbs down. I'm not going to be offended. I'm not going to be angry. Normally, people hit the thumbs down. That means I need to improve. And I will admit myself, I even will admit my damn self that I do need to improve. And folks, you know, and I know that I'm trying the best I can to improve on my reviews. And that's what I'm doing, you know. I go live with my NXT, SmackDown, and Raw reviews every week, man, to give y'all what you need to hear. Same reason why I upload and drop my England Wrestling News videos every week like I do. To give y'all what y'all need to hear. To give y'all the AEW WWE news that you want to see and hear. Maybe take some notes down on, you know. I got my channel for a reason. It's to give y'all what y'all want to see, what y'all want to hear. So, anyways, I'm getting out of here. Folks, I will see you on my SmackDown review. My SmackDown review will be live tomorrow night, as always. And I guarantee you, and I can promise you that my SmackDown review is going to be better than my NXT review this week. Or my Raw review may just end up being better than my NXT and SmackDown review this week. So, comment down the section below which one of my reviews you think was better this week. My Raw review or my NXT review. I'm getting out of here. Peace. Have a good day.